Hi, welcome to Prepper for the Ages. I'm Jill. How is it going today? I'd like to thank everybody. I just noticed I hit 1,000 subscribers and you're awesome. You guys are great. Thank you for putting up with me and thank you for being my therapist all of these years. It has been a really great journey seeing everybody out and in the community in general and putting together videos and supporting each other. And I would like to thank you very much. It's been a good few years and here's to many more. On that note, let me share with you my journey on, I've begun a new journey. The journey is making my own bread for a year. And so now that mom has passed, I am not multitasking my multitaskings. And I'm becoming the old fart. Becoming the old person that needs help with stuff now because I'm pretty soon I'm going to be in the big 6-0 range. New adventures, off to new adventures. So, but yes, I have started to look into, and well, I've started the journey of baking my own bread for a year. So basically for me, that means one loaf of bread per week for a year. So that's 52 loaves of bread at least. And I'm not limiting myself to a loaf of bread a week. So if I need more, I'll bake more. But put some thought into this, and I have three questions. Three questions is, what am I losing ingredient-wise? Because I know there's more ingredients in the generic bread. How much does it cost? Does it cost more or cost less? And how am I feeling afterwards? So those are the three questions I wanted to ask. So let's go get into what's going on with the bread. First of all, I took a look at the bread that I've been eating versus the bread I've been baking, and I have 5 ingredients in the bread I've been baking, and that's including the water. so, so yeah. Um, the bread I've been eating enriched wheat flour, which consists of wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Okay. Water, sugar, yeast, soybean oil, salt, vital wheat gluten. What's that vital? Is it really vital wheat gluten? Dough conditioners. What does that mean? There's parentheses here. Mono and diglycerides, sodium stearoyl lactate, and ascorbic acid. Okay. Calcium propionate, in parentheses, to retain freshness. Soy flour, encapsulated sorbic acid, which means sorbic acid, hydrogenated vegetable oil, mono, and diglycerides, also to retain freshness. Yeast nutrients, calcium sulfate, okay, calcium carbonate, monocalcium phosphate, and also contains soy lectin. So my ingredients for my bread is 4 cups of water. 4 cups of water? No, 2 cups of water, um, 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. That's it. Okay, so so I looked, I would rather have my bread than the list of chemicals, basically, and things to kind of make a bread-like substance. Okay, so that answers one question. Their list versus my list of ingredients. So the next thing is, how much does it cost, and is it cheaper or not cheaper? So I looked and calculated out how much of each ingredient that I needed for a year. And so I went and did the math. Hi, I did math. It's basic math. So I calculated out 4 cups of flour a week for 52 weeks. And then I translated that into how much flour would I need for the year and how much would it cost. So uh, Walmart has this wonderful thing called a 25-pound bag of flour. And that's the cheapest one, which is really good. And it's like $10.70 for a 25-pound bag of flour. Yay, good. So if I got three, I would need three 25-pound bags of flour. I wouldn't finish the flour, the third bag of flour in the year, but that's okay. So I would need three 25 bags of flour, 25-pound bags of flour. That would cost $32.31. Okay, good. I calculated out the 2 teaspoons of yeast uh, per loaf. And so I figured out, came to, I would need to buy 3 jars of yeast. Okay, so 3 jars of yeast was $16.14. And I would need, between the sugar and the salt, the 4-pound bag of sugar would cost me $3.07. And the 1 can of salt is 76 cents at Walmart. I say Wally World. I don't know if that's Walmart, but okay. So flour, yeast, sugar, and salt. I'm not calculating out the water. Sorry. Is $52.28 for a year's worth of ingredients. And so I looked at the Walmart white bread, and the Walmart Great Value white bread was $1.42 a loaf. So times 52 loaves would give me $73.84 per loaf. And that's the cheap big white bread. So 73.84. I did this. 73.84 minus $52.28 saves me $21.15. Yay! Didn't include what it would take to heat the oven and bake the bread every week, but I'm calculating that into just a little bit. Oh, baking the bread and heating the oven goes to taking the chill off the house or warming the house. So I'm counting that as a win. I'm counting that as part of baking, part of cooking. So if I do, like the other day, I did the bread, and when the bread was almost done, I did corn muffins. And so basically I took the bread out, I put the corn muffins in, and I just doubled up the task. So there we go. So we have a $21.56 difference in just the ingredients. It aided me heating the house. I mean, it doesn't heat the house a lot, but it takes the bite out of the air. So I'm counting that as a win. And yeah, I could Google, if you want to Google how much does it cost to use the oven for an hour. You can see how much that was. It's $4.25 for an hour. What's the average cost? And I'm sure that the the computer can come up with an answer. So anyway, so let's turn to health benefits, because I've known for a while, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I know for a while if I bake and eat my own bread, I don't feel nauseous or get sick or lightheaded or get all the gluten side effects I do than if I did the store-bought bread. If I do the store-bought bread, I don't know if it's the extra what's in there, or the kind of flour they use might have like a pesticide to it or something. But I find that if I eat my own bread, I don't have I'm not showing an adverse reaction half an hour later. And I certainly do of the store-bought bread. Now, I've heard this of other people as well. I have heard that other people have experienced this. And I believe it because I've experienced it too. I don't get that drop in, I don't know if it's a drop in, the sugar spike because it's, bread, gluten, glucose, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't experience that sugar drop that I do if I have the bread bought from the store. While it's convenient, having that reaction, and that reaction is not the best thing to experience. So I like baking my own bread. So I'm starting to bake my bread constantly and consistently. I'm for sure, I know the ingredients for the bread that I'm baking, and not, yeah, who knows, they might have, something slip into the bread at the plant, or slip into the ingredients, I don't know what, ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate? You gotta be kidding me. So anyway, so yes, so I have uh, taken a look. I'm saving money. I know the ingredients, and it's making me feel better having the bread. And I'm a bread person. I like bread. I will eat that as a snack. I will go eat, cut it up, eat it as toast with butter. Butter's good. So I'm really doing the real butter. I'm not doing the tub butter or the fake butter. So I'm loving that. So whether it's toast or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or something that has bread for a side, I'll reach for my loaf instead of the other loaves. And my loaf, I know what's in it, and if I make more than one at a time, I can freeze it. I know how to freeze it. Put it in a bag, put a tie in it, put it in the freezer. So when I can have it later. So yeah, so there's nothing but good things coming out of, at least for me, my experience is there's nothing bad about baking my own bread. Do I have the time for it? Now I do. I can do that. I can double up cooking and baking at the same time. The oven's already hot from something. I can put in my casseroles and just put them into the oven, or just, it's a lot, but it's something that is, I'm cooking, baking anyway, so might as well put the bread in. It's really interesting because my mom relayed the story of my great grandmother, and when she was on the farm, she would bake 5 loaves of bread at a time. And she had a lot of kids to feed. She had a lot of mouths to feed. Um, it was a lot. It was a farm, so there was a lot of kids, a lot of mouths to feed. So she would bake 5 loaves of bread every morning. So she would not only get up and feed the kids, the heat from the oven would attract them downstairs so they could eat and then go about their farm tasks and go to school and whatnot. So, but that's one of the memories I have of my mom saying, oh, her grandmother used to come down in the morning and just bake the bread, and that's what she did. And that tracks because there's a lot of people. Um, the people that made the flour noticed that people were uh, using those sacks, and they were burlap sacks, they were cloth sacks. Um, they were using them to make dresses, to make clothing. So they would stamp different patterns on their flour sacks, and then that's why you could reuse the flour sacks in those days to make clothes and to make things that you need. These days, unfortunately, I have to report that the flour sacks are paper. So, so be careful when you pick them up, because they can easily tear, and it can easily go sideways. So just be careful. You just can't just whip it back into your cart, because you'll see the poof of the flour coming up. So no, I have not personally experienced that in 25 pounds, but I could easily see just picking up, because it's 25 pounds. Yeah, picking it up. I can easily see that happening to the uninitiated. So word to the wise, be careful with those 25-pound sacks. I bought one 25-pound sack. I didn't want to be the Grinch when it came to getting all of the 25-pound sacks into the cart. So, next time I go, I might pick up one or two depending on how much they have. But I'm not going to take the last one. I'm going to leave some for others. But as a prepper, what you do is you overtime. If nobody else has, there's a pile of flour, sacks of flour, I'll get a sack. If there's a lot of sacks of flour, I might get 2, and that'll do me. And then the next time they get a shipment, they'll replenish the flour for other people. But anyways, thank you for thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being my therapist. Um, Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Just I'm just floored with that. It's going to take me a few moments to to really. Now, I appreciate you a lot. It's just sinking in, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. Okay, so be careful out there. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna try to get out like a video a day. Try to work that in. Now I'm realizing I'm getting old. Maybe the prepper for the ages. I'm getting aged myself. So this might be a how Jill does things so that she doesn't hurt herself. Maybe those videos will be more helpful to people as well. All right. Okay. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Take care. Be careful out there. Bye.